Gonna be a video about for all the Cancerians out there, specifically double Cancerian sun and moon, and then those that have a sun and moon Cancerian, and then if you got a life path number 5 also. It's gonna be a video for those individuals as far as, you know, dealing with the emotions and feelings. Because, all right, let's just start with the cardinal energies, the Cancerian natures. Pardon me. So what is let's start with, all right, what is the Cancerian nature? All right, so what are we talking about? That would be, well, first let me go into, I guess, the cycle, you know, for anybody that might be new to astrology, or for anybody that's going to, you know, come across this video going forward in the future. There's cardinal points. So you got what? The beginning of spring, right? That would be Aries, cardinal fire, initiating new ways of seeing and feeling, you know, new ways of seeing the emotions and feelings. So Aries are more external, you know what I'm saying, in the yin realm, but pushing off in the yin realm, right? It's gonna be more your right brain yang, you know what I'm saying, where fire, just separating, looking at things, seeing, you know what I'm saying, seeing the emotions and feelings, not necessarily experiencing the sensations or the senses of feeling all of these emotions, or not like soaking in the emotions and feelings. Good example would be like somebody at the shooting range, or at the firing range, right? You know, you got somebody there holding something that you know, you could feel it's in your hands, right? But you trying to aim at, you know, you got a target, you got something forward that you're gonna be pushing out, right? AKA a projectile, you know, in this context, like a gun, right? A gun is shooting, you're trying to aim, you're seeing your target. It's before I get into, like, go off track, seeing the emotions and feelings, not necessarily feeling them, because just saying that setting, right? If you got a gun, or, you know, you got the firing range, or you got a target that you need to aim at, you need to be calm. So the Aries energy don't necessarily like pick up on the actual feeling nature of whatever it is as they expressing out, right? They more so like they got this feeling, they just trying to get it off. Like they might feel it, but it's more of like a detached, separated kind of way of going about the emotions and feelings, not necessarily feeling what they're expressing, right? So this is sometimes where the Aries might be you know, they might blind themselves, you get what I'm saying? Because, you know, they might think they aiming at a certain, or, you know what I'm saying, they might think that they aim is correct, but they might not be seeing they might not be seeing a situation from the most totality of just where, from their vantage point, you get what I'm saying? They might miss a few points just because it is more of a direct energy, you get what I'm saying? Think about the springtime, right? Time to go. It's time to, you know, it's time to get to it. Time to go. Just more action based. Pardon me. More action based. More just do it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? So this is where Aries might shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, you got Taurus. You know, I could go more in depth into these energies, but I'm just trying to get through the point that I got. Taurus, that's the fixed portion of spring. So each season has three modalities. You got the cardinal phase, the fixed portion, and then the mutable portion. So in the springtime, the next, you know, Taurus, that would be Earth. You get what I'm saying? Now these are all these are all, like, all these things are symbiotic. They all going on. So it's not like just because it's a certain time of the year or a certain season, that don't mean that you ain't still dealing with all the other, the energies of each different zodiac sign. This is where the world, just on a side note, this is where the world be like lost. Everybody thinking they got their own perspective, what they aware of, their sun sign, yet there's a whole other range of aspects and alignments and shit that goes into this shit. You know what I'm saying? You got moon signs, you got an ascendant. There's a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? You got your houses and stuff. So I ain't trying to go too far into that, but so Taurus, yeah, that'd be like the fixed portion of the spring. That would be the time where you, in the spring Aries season, you planted a seed. Okay, I have this idea, I have this vision, I have this imagination, this burst of creative expression. Taurus would be the time to, like, okay, now it's time to, to kind of nurture that initial seed in the ground that was planted or that was sparked, right? And fixate and hone in on that and secure it, because it's safety, security, and shelter, and what was it? Maternal, the internal maternal energies, as far as, because Taurus is like the yin. They're like yang, but in the yin. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, hold on, I might have said that wrong. Their right brain, yin. That I kind of get. I ain't gonna lie, I get a little tricked up when it comes to the internal shit a little bit. But if y'all kind of get what I'm saying, it's the fixed portion of spring. So this is where we start seeing the seed start to blossom, to some degree, or not blossom, but like, I guess you could say that. If you put a seed, it starts to germinate. It starts to goddamn, it starts to grow a little bit. This is the growing phase, where you planted a seed, Aries season. Now Taurus season, it's time to grow. Keep watering, keep nurturing that seed. Make sure it's got, all the proper necessities that are gonna help that seed come to fruition, later on in the process. So that's all. Fixed energies, stability, structuring, grounding. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, all them nurturing energies. Building, working on something, practicality, trying to stabilize something, trying to make something make sense, right? Motherfucking, all them good April to May, early June. Well, not early June, but yeah, kind of. No, yeah. End of April to the end of May energies and shit. All them good May sun, the Mason energies and shit like that. Carving out shape, the shape and the form, pretty much. So Taurus would be like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, but do it make sense? In the Taurus mind, they looking at it like, what is being expressed match the shape and the form that is here in the earth setting? You get what I'm saying? So, like, nigga, you might have a business idea, but the Taurus energy will look at it like, okay, but is that something that can even be grown here in this environment, or in this world, or in this reality? For example, like trying to goddamn grow fucking vegetables and fruit in the desert. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a clear example. Like, Taurus probably look at you like, huh? Like, you trying to have a farmer's market in the desert? Like, okay, like, there's, there might be other things that need to go into that equation, but it's very much so more the dry energies, grounded, down to earth, formulated, calculating things, making sure you got enough of this, and all them good earth element kind of energies and stuff. All the earth energies act in a similar fashion. The Taurus just has their own fixed way of thinking and being practical, how to go about stabilizing, making something make sense, making something structured, look presentable, shit like that. So it's pretty much to wrap that part up, taking that initial idea, crafting it up, shaping it up, nurturing it, making sure like, okay, we're gonna keep this shit going. It might take some time, but we're gonna get there, kind of energies and stuff. And as long as we do the necessary step-by-step kind of, actions, you could say, because it's still, it's right after Aries, so they still act on shit. The right corresponding actions and having the right fixed way of thinking to make sure that whatever it is you just sparked as an idea is actually gonna be able to come into being at some point, right? Making sure you got enough, say if you're growing plants or something, making sure you got enough, soil, newts, soil, dirt, watering, there being a schedule, the timing of things, like, okay, I know I got to get up at this time, water my plants, things like that. You get what I'm saying? Making sure, practical shit, like making sure the bugs don't fuck up your plants and shit too early, before the flowering stage and stuff. So Taurus is all about making sure things make sense, things are goddamn practical, you know what I'm saying, things you could put your hands on, working on, hands-on work, tools, having the right tools needed, practical shit. I got a South Node Taurus, so these are energies that make sense to me. Just for me to have my body the way I have my body. I didn't have to build my body a certain way just from the mind aspect and on some spiritual shit, and then it play out in a condensed manner, like over time. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times it'd be some shit that you're not necessarily paying attention to because it's more some internal shit going on. So it takes a real spiritually inclined person, not even just that, anybody in general, everybody's spiritual to, for the most part to some degree, but to be really aware of this shit, it takes a certain type of spiritual being. You could just, you know what I'm saying? Because most people ain't really spiritual like that. I'll just say that, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's all them good Taurus energies and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we in the right environment for this shit to grow? Flowers and plants and stuff. Okay, I might need a certain kind of mixture of goddamn the nutrients or, whatever it is you finna to utilize to make sure that seed and them plants grow effectively. That way you ain't just wasting your time, because that's what Tauruses don't do. They don't budge. They don't be wasting time. They don't just be doing shit just to do it. No, everything they do is step by step. Motherfucking, all right, this makes sense. I need to do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, and then it's gonna. So it's like building a, like, you know what I'm saying, like building a house, even, brick by brick. Make sure each brick is carved, crafted out, squared out effectively before you even place the next brick. You know what I'm saying? Your foundation's got to be correlated correctly. That shit's got to be foundated and whatnot. All right. So moving on, Gemini, that would be like the mutable time of the goddamn spring. So that's like the in-between period, in between spring and going into summer. So that'll be like the air aspect here, because sex is the joining of two energies. So say, I'm not even gonna, that's kind of, but it is though. Sex is the joining of two energies to create something new. So Gemini is like a spit representation of that, like the air that, the shit that's here, that makes up this space. Is kind of invisible, but it's there though. It's there though. That would be like the time where, okay, you had this idea, and then you've been working on it, you've been stabilizing it, practicalizing it. Now Gemini season comes around, the mutable portion of spring, which is just being able to relate and communicate and exchange ideas, relating information, communication, speaking, Good, the good Geminis are good with words. Air travels, right? Look at the sky, right? You know what I'm saying? Blue represents travel, intellect. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So Geminis are real good with information. They're ruled by Mercury. Mercury is very childlike, so it's a light, kind of light energy. You get what I'm saying? It's very light in nature. Which I got that energy in my chart. I kind of struggle with that sometimes, keeping things light, because there's times where words only go so far, and to the point where some fire and water needs to be displayed, some more primeval kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? More of the subconscious natures need to be acted on instead of just niggas talking and shit, like a Donald Trump, for example, right? But that's where the Gemini energy comes in. Words travel. So like, say you got a business idea, and then you got your plants and stuff. So the Gemini time would be like, now you going out into your surroundings. That 3 energy, the environment, the surroundings, and using your mind, your spaceship, to communicate and express whatever it is that you planted back in Aries season. You know what I'm saying? What you've been trying to foundate and stabilize yourself towards. Now you're able to go out, communicate, word of mouth. Hey, try to interact with so-and-so, relate ideas, exchange ideas and shit. Put the word out there. Hey, I got this going on. This, that, and the third. Look out for this going forward. Shit like that, right? Promoting, marketing, shit. You might come with flyers and shit. You might put ads out on the internet, because now we in the internet days and stuff. Things are going digital, information, computers, technology. If you know what I'm saying, just to run that down real quick. All right, boom. Now going into goddamn. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that Gemini energy is quick. It goes quick. It's quick. All right, boom. All right, now we got to the meat of this video, the Cancerian qualities, which would be the cardinal point of goddamn the summertime, or what they call in the summer and stuff. This would be cardinal water, initiating new ways of dealing with emotions and feelings. Okay, so this is I'm acting out this energy right now, because say if I wasn't, who knows, I might be frustrated, and I might have all this pent up energy that I need to deal with and shit, and I need to, I'll be needing to, it's yin in the yin realm. Yin though, so it's like honing in, soaking in on emotions and feelings, but knowing also how to direct these waters and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very much so like, I don't want to say the ocean, but like rivers. Rivers got cups, little like shapes and forms, like the rock bed, or the earth, the grounding and stuff. Before I get lost into that, I'll say earth is derived out of water and shit, but before I get lost into that, but pretty much taking care of the internal aspects is the Cancerian nature. So this is where Cancerians will like soak in the emotions and feelings. Very much so like a pool. I grew up, that was my thing, going swimming and shit, being in a pool. You get what I'm saying? Very similar to Scorpios to some degree. Scorpios is more in depth though, more deep, more like more of a fixated quality, but just the water energy itself deals with emotions and feelings. So that's some internal shit, and Cancer is trying to direct these emotions and feelings to where that needs to go, right? So this is where the sextile between Cancer and, well, it's 2 sextiles, Taurus and Virgo. And this, I guess I'll talk about Taurus real quick. Taurus would be like the fixated cup. Very similar. Cancer is also very similar to Aquarius also. Aquarius being the water bearer or the light bearer. So kind of also similar to Aries. So like these are all like all these energies be like real synonymous with each other. They're all kind of like one and the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Just going through different transitions and different stages. But very much so like the Aquarius pouring water into a cup. Cancers do a similar nature. Where the Aquarius is more so like a cloud, for example, when it rains, right? The earth being the cup and it rains, right? The water being poured into that influence being poured into a cup. You could say like that's the water bearer, making sure, or the light bearer, making sure, you're handling this light, this influence, you know what I'm saying? These colors or these waters or whatever you want to call it, these airs, they're all kind of the same. You get what I'm saying? But that's where the Aquarius energy is like. It's more detached, kind of like a Aries to some degree. Yeah, knowing how to direct shit though. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of like where Cancer and Aquarius share similarities. Even with Aries, because Aries is directing. All the cardinal signs are directing shit, so they all have their own way of going about directing shit. The Cancer qualities is directing the emotions and feelings. So that's where a lot of times, just real quick, that's where a lot of times this Cancerian or Cancerians and just being themselves might rub people the wrong way, because not everybody be aware of their emotions and feelings like that, nor do they want their emotional state of being directed in a certain direction if they don't agree with that. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, and then so like going back to that sextile real quick, that sextile aspect, Cancers will kind of work like it's good qualities working with the Taurus, because the Taurus could be that stable cup that the Cancer needs. Like, okay, I could put water in this cup, I could put water in that cup. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing it right now. And then you could move it, right? You could move it. Say I needed to fill up a whole jug of water and take it over to the next village or something. That's like some initiating the emotions and feelings type shit. You all kind of get what I'm saying? Or just even knowing your own body and stuff. Your body needs water. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna drink some water and stuff. That way your body can send that water to the correct corresponding organ is, you know what I'm saying? Organs a part of your body and shit, where your body needs water at. This is important because a lot of people will be dehydrated. A lot of people be emotionally dehydrated. They might be in a drought internally. Their worlds might be in a drought. But on the conscious surface level, they might think they are okay and shit. But their internal natures is fucked, lacking all kind of water and stuff. So that's where the Cancers is beneficial to society by providing a certain type of emotional state of being that people could drink or buy from that store in the esoteric realm. If you run like a goddamn one of these water, like these little water spots and shit, people come fill up their jugs and stuff. Yeah, it'd be whole little water stores and stuff and shit like that. Y'all get what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the relationship with Cancer and Taurus. Taurus providing that shape and a form for the water to be at, right? Like a pool. I used to love swimming around. So that was me like in the cup, in the water cup, but then also directing where the water is going, me moving around and stuff, shit like that. You might want to splash. You get what I'm saying? You might want to goddamn get out the pool, jump back in, cannonball. You might want to dive. A lot of different aspects go into that. Virgo would be like the mutable cup. So like a vehicle, that's a quick example right there. Like you got to put gas, fluid, Gas is like some type of form of water to some degree. Or even just that, vehicles require water to some degree, right? Oil, right? Oil is another form. It's just a little bit more crude and a little bit more, it's more heavy. Yeah, it's a little heavy and shit. But it's fluid, right? It's fluid. Your vehicle is not gonna run effectively or at all with no goddamn oil in the goddamn hood. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no oil up under that bitch in the engine. So engine, keyword engine. So yeah, the Cancerians need like emphasis on the need a goddamn, I hate to say something outside of them, because it is kind of like that. Yeah, it is something outside. Sometimes you do need something outside of you. Internally, you could direct energy all day and stuff. That's like a Cancerian sitting in their own world, soaking in their own vibe and stuff, being in their own vibe and stuff. For example, I might like to make beats. You know what I'm saying? I do music. That's me, especially in the initiating tip. I make beats all day like that. Like, because there's so many possibilities of how that water could flow, and how that water could move, and you could or dance even, dancing. So there's never like one way of doing something for a Cancerian and shit. Always needing to initiate a new way of dealing with the emotions and feelings, right? So that's very important just to reiterate, that's very important for Cancerians to have some kind of mechanism or process or other people, places, and things around that can allow the Cancerian to get that expression off, right? That way you ain't just sitting in your own waters all day and soaking in your own vibe all day. You can't just sit in the bathtub all day. You can't just sit in the pool all day. You can't just be at the water park going down the water slides all day. At some point, you're gonna have to like get out of your sea world, you could say, and send that elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just that cardinal water energy is it could be intense, but specifically in this aspect, double Cancerian sun and moon. So that's the moon energies is more your internal state of being. That's like more what you more emotionally comfortable with, what you naturally gravitate towards, what you more your actual heart space, more of your what you comfortably, or just like I said, naturally are able to do as far as just your nature, who you actually are, right? So with the sun also being in Cancer, you be aware of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the subconscious, the moon, the hidden, the unseen, the feminine, the receiving qualities, the reflecting qualities, self-reflection and shit like that. Not to self-reflect too much, but that could be a problem for double Cancers. You might have a problem of self-reflecting too much, because your sun, what you consciously aware of on the surface, is all of that shit that's in the which is, so it's like a gift and a curse to this alignment, because you able to like really get to the internal core of yourself and be aware of yourself. But then it's also on the negative, it's like it's too much emotions and feelings that you be aware of and shit like that. And if you don't got a correct corresponding or a healthy way to kind of direct some of them influences, you just gonna be aware of all these influences and shit, knowing you gotta move it somewhere, right? So like I said, dance, or even martial arts, music, pretty much there's a bunch of shapes and forms, right? There's a bunch of things out here to do that kind of would be good for the Cancerian natures and the Cancerian folks. So that's, yeah, it's very important for Cancerians to make sure that they doing something with all these emotions and feelings, and not just directing it at people, places, and things in an unhealthy, more negative, more what's the word? You know, just more like unproductive kind of way. That's kind of more negative, going backwards. Oh, but this is also, but that's the reason why it might play out like that a lot of times, is because the Cancerian is catching all these emotions and feelings and shit in the world. First of all, nobody told you to be that receptive. Nobody told you to be a goddamn double Cancerian. You know what I'm saying? So nobody told you to be catching all these feelings and being in your feelings and shit all day and soaking up all these feelings and emotions of the world and shit that really don't belong to you like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's important, you know, healthy boundaries and stuff. Again, knowing where to direct these influences instead of just directing it at people, places, and things that maybe not be in your favor. Instead, you would send these waters or these emotions and feelings or these influences to people, places, and things that could actually benefit from your type of world, you could say, your world, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you just being in your own world all the time, right? That's not healthy for anybody. So as you can see, I kind of got my little, it's not even mine, I picked it up somewhere, but it's like a little, I don't really give too much a fuck about bucket hats and stuff, but it's like a little fisherman hat, you know, like a little fisherman hat. That's more of a Piscean or more of a Scorpion quality of fixating energies and stuff. But yeah, the Cancerian natures is very sometimes it's too initiative. Sometimes with this double placement, right? With the sun and moon placement of Cancerian, it could be too initiative, right? In times where they don't need, like, I might catch, like, for example, myself, I might be in this energy like, oh, we need to do something, like we need to initiate, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to initiate, I need to connect to something, I need to be a part of something. And then not everybody might share that same sentiment. Not everybody might share that same vibe or even want to match with your vibe or be a part of that energy. Like, oh, they might find it distasteful that you trying to initiate such a vibe all of a sudden. But that's kind of what you picking up on. Like, I need to do something with this. And if it's not no correct corresponding people, places, things around to send all of this goddamn energy to, fuck around, the double Cancer might just explode on the wrong people, places, and things, or bottle all this shit up, or go into like a pouty, kind of whiny state of being. Some, you know, on a lower octave, this might be a daily thing, but that more higher octave Cancerians, you know, could kind of like have some moments and shit like that, maybe have a bad day or so, then kind of get over it, right? But it's very much so a moody energy that a lot of people in the world don't even want to deal with, which I completely understand. It'd be shit that I'm like trying to figure out. Like, I don't even want to deal with this shit throughout the days, weeks, months. You know what I'm saying? It'd be shit that I'm like, man, I'm struggling just dealing with myself. I completely understand where y'all coming from, but a lot of what I'm feeling and picking up on is shit in this world, since I'm in it. I'm in the emotions and feelings. So I'm trying to let y'all know this is what you're experiencing. It's more so like a mirroring energy. It's not even really like, oh, I'm soaking in all this energy and this vibe to just to do it. No, it's more so like a mirror, like the moon reflection, to show like these are like, you know what I'm saying? And then if you got it with the sun, yeah, so you're able to bring it to the surface and be consciously aware of it and act on it and express it, and goddamn, a lot of times it could be negative, but on, you know, there's times where it can be very positive. You can make light out of these emotions and feelings. Make these emotions and feelings not so heavy in the unseen, in the, you know, in the internal. You could bring them to the surface and people could see like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Then they could maybe want to connect and attach themselves to that vibe. Or, you know, a lot of times I be out here just being myself, listening to music or whatever. So I'll be like in my own little initiative, cardinal energies and stuff. People might observe that as they passing by, or, you know, in their vehicles and stuff on the road, or this, that, and the third. A lot of people smile. I put a lot of smile on people's faces, just from me being myself. Sometimes even if it's kind of negative, right? I have a certain way of going about it to make it light and make it kind of maybe funny or entertaining. It's very, Cancerians and Leos are very similar. Leo's just, you know, the fixed fire, which I'll go into next briefly and shit like that. But yeah, that's you know, if y'all kind of get where I'm coming from and shit. And I'm gonna add in the life path number 5 aspect right here. So for double Cancerians and then those that also got a life path number 5, woo! Ric Flair vibes. I'm gonna have to go look at Ric Flair's chart after this or something, but shit. Or even I'll look at Ric Flair's life path number and shit like that. But I'm gonna go look at his shit. So the life path number 5 energies is dealing with the emotions and feelings, right? That's what the 5, that's like a whole nother video damn near, but because I'd have to break down and shit. Go watch Dolo the Pilot Man. You know what I'm saying? Go watch Dolo the Pilot Man if you you know, you want to spend more time learning about the life path number 5s and shit. He's got a bunch of videos on it and a whole bunch of stuff. Pretty much all his videos and about spirituality and shit. But he's got specific videos about life paths and whatnot. So with the life path number 5, 5 is dealing with the emotions and feelings. So 2, 5, and 8 are the feminine natures, the feminine energies and shit, the feminine numbers. These are just symbols and shit to represent certain qualities of life or certain energies and stuff. 1, 4, 7 would be the masculine numbers. You get what I'm saying? 1 being individuality, 4 representing that individuality just more on a, you know, more expanding upon that individuality and adding your own individual way of thinking. Because 4 represents like square, you know, 4 points, squaring out, you know, squaring shit out. So that's like having your own fixed way of thinking, or fixed way of expression, or, you know, ideas and shit. That's all like masculine energy, pushing out ideas. Boom, I had this vision, or I was aware of this. So 1, 4, 7, 7 being more the angelic quality of that. You know, that's like the first kind of the lightest stage of being your own individuality, or your own 4. I'm not gonna go too much into that, but 7 would be like, you know, more about separation, more about that masculine energy, but at the broader level, being able to look down at situations and shit, being able to like, you know what I'm saying, like 7, you know, it's like, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, not looking down on like oh, that's beneath me. No, understanding everything that accumulates, then you get to that 7 position. It's like heaven, you know, 7, heaven. So it's like heaven, you know, that lightest stage of masculinity, that lightest stage of lightness, where things could be very, you know, them type of 7. I'm not trying to go into all the life paths, but just while I'm on there, that 7 energy might be, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into all that. But yeah, just that 4 energy and shit, which is also the Cancerian it's the fourth sign. So Cancerians also play out energies of 4, of like knowledge and shit. Foreknowledge, being able to, you know, give names and titles and meanings. All right, let's just backtrack. 0 being just space, 1 being your individuality, 2 being duality, 3 being the surroundings or the environment or the mind, 4 being, okay, once you created that spaceship, that sex, that joining of the 2 energies, because 1 + 1 = 3, to create something new, then you get 4. Now you're able to jump in to the 3, to the scenario, to the situation, and sit like I'm doing right now. I'm able to sit in my situation and soak in this vibe that I just created. You know what I'm saying? Just be sitting here. I created a vibe and shit that I'm sitting in, and I'm over here giving meanings and titles and reasonings, because it also kind of goes hand in hand with some Jupiter energies, Jupiter being exalted in Cancer, and then the logo, the symbol that they made for Jupiter kind of looks like a 4. That's a different conversation. Shout out to Lil Baby, 4PF. I don't like how they did Lil Baby either. I don't like how Michael Rubin and all the, there's a lot of shit I disagree with, but shout out Lil Baby. I don't agree with him getting Oreo'd and him smiling about it. I don't agree with that shit, but hey, to each his own, right? But 4, right? 4. The home. Just going back to the Cancer energies real quick. The home, family, or not just family, but what is familiar, right? What you could connect to. Shit, the internal, like there's so much shit going on internally that people just disregard, you know what I'm saying? And then they might look at the Cancerian like, fuck wrong with you right now? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Is you good? Or like, just because the Cancerian is in a certain mood at the moment, but people don't realize like the Cancerian is picking up on everybody's moods and shit. And then that's where the separating, maybe learning from an Aquarius or Aries comes in, where you need to separate, or even Capricorn being the opposite sign, knowing how to create some boundaries and some type of structure, some type of discipline, or some type of barriers and shit, them Saturn energies and shit. Cancerians and the Saturn energies is very similar also, because Cancerian is about making sure the internal, the home, your family, whether what's familiar to you, things that are in the private, things that are in the unseen, things that are hidden, things that you might not want everybody to be aware of. So that's also a little challenge for double Cancerians. There might be certain things you need to keep hidden. There might be certain emotions and feelings you don't need to express, or you don't need to show, because they ain't helped you before, right? Or people will tell you like, bro, like what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? You need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? At least so you can go about your business and shit. Say you got to work a job or something, nigga. You can't be showing up to work with all them emotions and feelings. You gonna make everybody just be on edge and uncomfortable just being at work and shit like that. Just because you in a certain kind of mood that nobody even is aware of, right? So it's like, it gets hard for the double Cancerians, and then you add the life path number 5, which is more emotions and feelings. Just forget it, bro. I might as well, like, I done created a whole lifetime worth of problems just because I was too emotional, too moody, and I didn't know thyself enough in certain moments of my life where I planted a lot of bad seeds and watered a lot of bad seeds and shit. And now I got a lot of trees and plants and shit that I either had to cut down or trim or get rid of, or try to transmute the energies. But a lot of my things in my garden have been corrupted just because maybe other people's emotions and feelings like latched on to me and stuck to me and shit, like the Spider-Man Venom movie and shit like that, like, you know, stains and shit, like little Uzis and dark little nasty parasites, and, you know, anything in the water and shit that you might not be able to see because you out there, like, say you're not in the ocean, like there's things going on in the ocean and in the water that, you know, you're not in the water, you're just looking at the ocean and the water, the beach, from being out like on the land or something, or not, you're not fully in the water. So that's where I'll say, like, you know, double Cancerians, and then adding that life path number 5 in, it's like an emotional roller coaster that you got to learn how to either just accept and go along with the, you know, the ins and outs, the turns, the loop-de-loops, the bumps. You know, it's like a damn near whole goddamn water world amusement park. You know what I mean? You got slip and slides, anything water related. You know, you run around the sprinklers. One day, because I'm outside, just for a quick example, shit, I was like, man, at this particular moment, I'm trying to do without. You know, I'm trying to do as much as I can, but with little anything, with just without. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like more in a naked energy, more in a pure state, but I don't got like all just the quick convenience things, people, places, and things, or accesses that, you know, maybe somebody else or the average other person has, right? So I was like, man, I need to wash my ass. Like, I need to take a, you know what I'm saying? I need to wash my body to some degree. One morning, it was warm enough and shit. It's like a couple weeks ago and stuff. There was a park nearby, nigga. I went and goddamn ran around in the sprinklers at like 6 in the morning, 7, almost, you know, before 7 o'clock. But yeah, it was like around 6:30 in the morning or something. The sprinklers were going on in the park. I had a bar of soap in the trunk. I took my ass to the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, over there to the sprinklers and shit. You know, I wore my shorts and shit, you know, took my shoes off, took my socks off. And, you know, whatever, my phone and stuff, you know, put it to the side and shit. Took my shirt off and shit. And I took a goddamn sprinkler shower right there at the park. Niggas was out there walking their dogs around and shit. I'm in the park having a blast like a little kid, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, running around the sprinklers and shit. That was cool. That was fun. So yeah, a lot of times it'd be good qualities and stuff to the Cancerian nature. But when it's too emotional and I don't want to say bored, but yeah, too stagnant, not having a direction for this water to flow, the Cancerian energy gets real crabby, gets real snappy, gets real distasteful, because not because it wants to, because it feels blocked. It feels like, man, I know I need to move, but it's like shit is smothered right now. The whole space is like, where do I go in all this? I'm already soaking in these vibes and shit. And then the vibe ain't like changing necessarily. So I'm trying to initiate the vibe and shit, but like the world don't want to go with this kind of flow that is being, you know, that I'm trying to like lead as by example. But it's like people ain't caught up yet, or there's other things in the way, like walls, or goddamn, you know, just anything that might create stagnation for the Cancerian. You know what I'm saying? Which of course is an internal thing first, so it's not to blame and not to be a victim. It'd be something internally that the Cancerian has to resolve in order to get theyself out of a certain energy or a certain vibe or a rut or a certain kind of funk, or I don't want to say stuck, but I guess you could say that too. Some type, whatever type of position the Cancerian is, or that water, you know, if you leave a cup filled with water out too long, wherever, it starts to breed, and it starts to, you know, disease, like bacteria and disease starts to thrive in them waters, because it's like old water that's been sitting around, and it needs to go somewhere. But if it don't if there ain't nowhere for that water to go, nigga, it's just gonna start creating a whole bunch of negativity. And then let alone somebody like come by and try and pick up that glass of water and drink it, they might fuck around and get sick. They gonna feel toxic. They might feel like this, what kind of water is this? You know what I'm saying? Now that's not necessarily the water's fault, because there's people in the world that have the dirtiest, slummiest water and shit, no sewage, no plumbing, you know, places like quote unquote, I'm not even gonna name nowhere specific, but there's places in the world they may not have all the conveniences that are here in America, so they got to just do with what they got. And a person that's more in that spiritual being, in that state of being, is actually probably better off, because they could drink any water and they won't get sick, because they understand it's not about necessarily the external object of the water. You're gonna do it's not about the objective water. It's about the internal subjective waters, and if that's correlated correctly and healthily and all that stuff, you could drink goddamn probably piss and probably be all right. Bear Grylls did that one time in the goddamn one of his little survival shows. If y'all remember the Bear Grylls show, I don't know like how many times you could do that. They said, quote unquote, according to science or something, they say like you could maybe do that once in your lifetime, drink your own piss. I don't recommend that. I'm not suggesting that, but nigga, there was days where nigga I didn't drink salt water if I just had no water around. Nigga, I'd be out in Miami or something, or in Hawaii or something. Mainly when I was in Miami, nigga, I drank salt water out the ocean because I was like, man, I don't got no. I might have filled up a bottle of water and I might have been just down on my fortunes, and fucking. I was like, man, nigga, I gotta drink something real quick just to keep my mouth a little moisturized, and just for my body to have some fluids and shit. Now I know salt water ain't the best thing because it's filled with salt, which might dehydrate you and shit. But nigga, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here, still breathing. Shit like that, nigga. That shit didn't kill me. So, you know what I'm saying? Soda's probably the worst shit to drink. That's probably like the most toxic fucking beverage to drink and shit. People drink soda like it's water and stuff. I done seen it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all kind of get what I'm saying. Just a combination of being a double Cancerian and that life path number 5 shit. Them individuals are dealing with an overabundance, a plethora of emotions and feelings, to the point it could be overwhelming. It could be extremely overwhelming, because it's like, it's already being a double Cancerian Sun and Moon, it's already too much. But then you want to add the emotions and feelings of just having the life path number 5. It's like you might as well, like, shit, I might as well be running some kind of water-based business. You know what I'm saying? I done thought about even, because what do people like in this world? Coochie, females and shit, emotions and feelings. I done thought about selling pussy and shit before. I kind of backed out of that idea. That's not something I ever did, or that's not something that long term could be. There might be a certain way to go about that, but nah, that's like, you know. But that would be an example of directing emotions and feelings, right? The water, the emotions and feelings being more of the feminine qualities and stuff, receiving and stuff. So like, nigga, if a Cancerian could direct females and shit, like, all right, bitch, you going here, you finna go here, you finna go there, you finna go. Nigga, I could already been a goddamn gazillionaire. But you know, people in the world probably have it. They probably look at me like, oh, that man's human trafficking. Let's give him a goddamn RICO charge and shit like that. So, and not just that. That's not necessarily the best practice to be practicing, you know. But it's not also the worst thing either, because then you'd be providing jobs and shit. Say a bitch already, for the lack of word, excuse me, ladies out there, but say a female or a woman or a bitch likes to fuck. She already gonna be fucking regardless. Shit, you send that female to the right people, place, and thing, or you know what I'm saying? Now she could do what she already was gonna do, but in a more appropriate setting, and get paid for it. You know, instead of just fucking for free. You know, depending on the financial, economic climate, which currently in the world is fucked up. All right, so even just with that being said, like, more so money, right? Running a bank, that's something I've had on my mind. You know, a bank, starting a bank and shit like that. There's a lot of factors to that, like creating your own currency and stuff, but that's pretty much the energy. Like, money is like water, currency, sea, you know, waters and shit. What do people use their money for? 9 times out of 10 to get some type of emotional whatever, food, or pay their bills and shit, so they can have a home and take a shower, take a shit somewhere. 10 times out of 10, that's what most people's money's going towards. Some type of place where they comfortable, or something that's making them comfortable, or going to go do something that they feel comfortable with doing, like some type of activity. Or so I'll be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, the fact that I be like in the world experiencing what I be experiencing, I'd be kind of perplexed. Like, how come I'm not the one running the banks or something? Or like, anyways, I'm not gonna get too lost into that, but that's pretty much the energy right there. Double Cancerian and a life path number 5 needs to goddamn send these emotions and feelings and direct these shits somewhere. Look at 50 Cent. That man does, he's a Cancer Sun, Gemini Moon, but his Cancerian energies play out. For example, he done did music and shit, right, in the club. I got the magic stick. All them classic songs. And then what? Then what did he do? Smart man. He goddamn utilized that time. He probably knew, like, all right, I can't just get fixated on this shit like a Scorpio, and I can't be too mutable like a Pisces, too relatable with emotions and feelings. That nigga kept sending it, right? So now what is he doing? Movies and shit. He got into the TV shows and shit. He got into the vitamin water. Shit like that. That was the biggest one for him, the vitamin water. So this nigga's making money now. He's doing goddamn doing events and shit. If y'all get what I'm saying, so he got other alignments and shit that made that more favorable for him to be 50 Cent. But y'all get what I'm saying. Movies, motion pictures. That's nothing but cardinal energy. Water in motion. Being directors. You know what I'm saying? Directors of the movies, of the movie scene, and the movie, directing the movie. So people will get mad at a Cancerian, but then they probably like watching TV or something. Like, they like watching movies and stuff, not knowing like the deep occult spirituality of the fact that everything they do, everything they got is because of this goddamn Cancerian and shit. Like, bitch, you wouldn't have your life wouldn't even be what it is. You think you in an apartment, you could pick up the phone and stuff like that. Even phones and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because water evaporates, it becomes air. You know what I'm saying? And then what? You trying to what? What are you trying to do with your phone 9 times out of 10? You trying to call somebody, you know what I mean? Connect with whoever. Shit like that. Or get in your own vibe, in your own presence. You know what I mean? Maybe watch some YouTube, watch some movie or something that makes you feel comfortable. So we all here in this world utilizing that Cancerian quality to be comfortable and initiate new ways of how to deal with these emotions and feelings. New ways of, all right, now what can I do today? Maybe yesterday's previous ways of gaining comfortability with my emotions wasn't, that might have worked for yesterday, but now I'm like, I feel like I need to do something else. Boom. Especially if you're at work, niggas be at work burnt out, getting their emotions drained, and you be like, man, I'm tired of going to work today. Nigga, I'm tired of showing up to work today. Why? Because you feel like you getting drained from all your life, your fluid. Like, water is life. That's why everybody drinks water. Like, come on, man. Niggas want to drink me and then be mad at me for like the kind of water that is keeping them alive. Like, I don't understand. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm almost an hour in. Again, with the life path number 5, a lot of emotions and feelings and vibes and shit being a part of the experience. I could go more into that, but I'm not going to at this particular moment. Let me kind of wrap up. I'll go into some Leo energies real quick. Leo being the sign. All right, let me just show y'all where I'm at too. Like, I always got things correlated to to my environment and stuff. That's a little crab restaurant, crab joints called Captain Louis. Seafood boil. So, like the crab energy gets real, like, I don't know. It's like, that's a weird one, because people don't even be realizing like everything you got, like a home and stuff, is some Cancerian qualities, but yet they want to disrespect the crab energy and and fucking, I guess it's good. I don't know. Like, yeah, crab be good. I done tried crab before. I'm not like a big seafood person, but that's why people would probably go to a crab restaurant if they lacking home internal emotional security and emotional comfortability qualities. Yeah, they gonna like go eat some crab. You know what I mean? They go, of course they go eat some crab. But just guess what? All right, just gonna be a day where that crab is gonna snap you and eat your ass, nigga. King crab, nigga. What about that? Yeah, a lot of people ain't ready for the king crab from goddamn Pokemon to come through and just snap everybody up. Cause nigga, y'all like trying to dry out the world and shit. Now there's like no water in the world for the crab to be. You know what I'm saying? So the crab gets mad because nigga, the world is drying up. It's like becoming a deserted land. You know what I mean? Like crab, like nigga, I need water to survive, nigga. Y'all ain't finna just destroy the environment. What the fuck? You're not finna destroy my home. Not while I'm here, nigga. I'll make it rain if I have to, nigga. Me and all my crab buddies, we ain't just gonna be like on the beach, all like shelled out and shit. You know what I mean? Trying to huddle up in our shells and shit with no water in the world. You got me fucked up. Nigga, I will get to some water somewhere. Nigga, even if I hate to say it, but that's where like other bodies of water come in. Like swamps and shit. Not to say that there's crabs in the swamp, but yeah, there are. Like if you go down in the south, they got crawfish. Yeah, there's crawfish down there in the south and shit like that. So, you know, I don't really wake up thinking about none of this shit. I just be going about my experience to my day. And if I feel like making a video, I make a video. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, this is gonna be a long ass video to upload, and this shit gonna take up space on my phone. So let me get up off this bitch. Yeah, the Leos though, fixed fire, that fixed portion of the summertime, a fixed way of seeing and dealing with emotions and feelings. So that's like a fireplace, you know what I'm saying? That's like a nice day at the beach. You know what I mean? Where you can just be at the beach, lay down, you know, just spread a towel out, soak up some sun, you know, get into your creative solar plexus energies and shit like that. You out the bail, shit like that. It is kind of Luciferian, but you know, you might want to entertain. You know, you might be entertained by a specific thing, people, places, and things, or entertained and shit. So, you know, we just got out of the Leo season. It's Virgo season now. Virgo's that mutable earth, work routine, schedules, timing, knowing that there's a right place and a right time, and then there's very much so wrong places at wrong times, and knowing how to be flexible to be able to move around effectively when it comes to the earth energies and the earth qualities, and not just being too fixated like a Taurus and not being too cardinal initiative like a Capricorn. The mutable energy could kind of like do a little bit of everything. So shout out all the mutable signs and shit. But just me talking like this, like a lot of people in the world just not even here, bro. They dead to me, so I don't know. It is what it is. I guess I'll do another video later on at some point going forward for the PM energies, Libra through Pisces. Real quick though, with the Virgos and shit, the nerves, again, the health, the body, the different aspects of the body. You know what I'm saying? Because it's mutable earth, being relatable to your own and others' ways of practicalizing, making sense out of things, organizing, providing some type of stability, or being or receiving stability, because it is a receiving energy with the earth elements. That shit is, you know, receiving. It's like a container, shapes and forms. So nigga, I'm in shape right now. There's a lot of fat niggas right now. A lot of fat ass niggas in the world and shit. They ain't like got to this point. They don't even know how to build their own house. like mentally or nothing. That's why they got fucking fat ass living situations and fat ass bloated organisms and bodies and shit. Not to knock or judge nobody, but that's just how I talk. That's the reality. A lot of fat motherfuckers and shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of lazy fuckers and shit. A lot of niggas that worried about the wrong shit, so they ended up eating and being fat asses their whole life, like too much. You know what I mean? They never went exercised or try to go mutable, spread out, or be more flexible with whatever they was paying attention to. Virgo, about earth things, shapes and forms, food. So it's a lot of qualities, there's a lot of points. But yay, winning every single time. Dakota, this has been my little astrology breakdown for you know, some of the signs and shit. Specifically, yeah, this was for the double Cancerians out there that also have a life path number 5. And I'm out, you know what I'm saying? Peace.